Hello team, so this is where it starts. This is the Paddington Basin, which is right in the middle of London. Behind me is the Brewdog pub, which is quite cool, it's one of my favourite breweries. And as you can see, it's a really urban, built up, developed part of London. And it's where I'm starting the walk up the Grand Union Canal. 150 miles, it's going to take me about 7 days. And I'm going to see a lot of different types of architecture, countryside and all sorts of things along the way. Hopefully I'll make it. It's a bloody long way, doing about 20-25 miles a day, and I will keep you updated as we go. Wish me luck. So we're about halfway into day one, halfway to Uxbridge, and this is the most amazing thing is this is the A40 here, which is one of the main roads out of London. There's a cyclist going by, and then over here it's just totally peaceful, so you can hear the roar of the traffic behind you, and then it's just complete tranquility when you're around this bend. It's quite amazing. We're still within the M25. Still middle of suburbia really, but it's just completely, there's hardly anyone around, a few joggers, a few cyclists, and just stunning little bridges and hedgerows, and there's all these dramas being played out on the river. I won't even go into that now. Anyway, gonna carry on, talk to you a bit later. Morning everyone, how you doing? So first day 34 kilometres and got into Uxbridge late yesterday afternoon, and then I met up with an old friend of mine for a couple of beers, which was really nice. So today is Uxbridge up to Hemel Hempstead again, something around 30 to 35 kilometres. I'm not very good at working out distances on maps, so what I do is I'll walk the stretch and then record it. I feel really good today actually, it's quite nice. Absolutely battered yesterday when I got back. My feet were hurting, my back was hurting, but a really good night's sleep worked very well, and yeah, I just feel great this morning, sort of full of energy. So very excited to be hitting the trail. I'm going to go and find some breakfast, probably about an hour. I think there's a cafe up at one of the lofts, and yep. So today, as I say, it's Uxbridge to Hemel Hempstead. Catch you later. Hi folks, little update. So this behind me is the M25, which is, to my friends that aren't in the UK, it's the orbital motorway that runs around London. So basically I've been walking for 2 days, and only now, after 60 kilometres, does the Grand Union Canal actually let you get past what is acknowledged as Greater London. So as soon as I passed under this massive bridge ahead, then I'll be outside of London and up into the countryside, up through Buckinghamshire, Northamptonshire, Warwickshire, and then that'll take me into Birmingham from there. So yeah, quite a big moment going through this. I mean, the Grand Union Canal meanders incredibly going through London, and actually at one point yesterday it turned and headed south for about 2 hours, so that's a bit mad. But anyway, good news. So it's a bit of a milestone, and then Hemel Hempstead tonight, and then tomorrow heading up north from there, and it'll be another report then. See you later. Hi folks, day 3. This episode of Gab Walks the Grand Union Canal, Hertfordshire edition, is sponsored by Saurine, the little squidgy carbohydrate sugar thing, which doesn't melt or smash up in your rucksack, which is great because the rucksack does just smash up everything that you put in it food-wise. So it's a bit of a bonus. I've just bought a load of those because now that I'm out of London, it's a bit trickier actually, because there isn't these lovely little coffee shops that you can stop off and have a flat white and a croissant or Danish pastry, which is my particular favourite. So you're out in the wilds a little bit more. I mean, you can still hear the trains go by, so it's still not that far. But yeah, I think there's a 10-mile stretch this morning where there's not much at all. There certainly is nothing canal side. Anyway, that's all good fun. Yes, so I go through a place called Leighton Buzzard a bit later. I've never been to Leighton Buzzard before. It sounds great. It sounds really intriguing. The old decrepit boat there. Lots of abandoned boats along the river. Quite amazing actually. Really surprised. Now, so Leighton Buzzard, and then we end in Bletchley, which is famous for Bletchley Park, which was because during the Second World War, that's where all the code breakers were located, and they enabled us to win the war, which is great. It's always good to win the war. Right, so the track now is it's much rougher than it was, so it's not paved anymore. It's kind of gravel, which makes walking a bit harder. So I'm going to shut up and crack on. I'm going to try and got going really early this morning, so I'm going to try and get sort of half of it done by late morning. And it could be today. My calculation of mileage has been completely way off. So it could be anything between 18 and 25 miles. I've got no idea really. I put it on Strava, so at the end of the day I know exactly what I've done to the nearest yard. And I am looking a lot more dishevelled with each passing day, I notice. I have had some criticism about the fact that I haven't shaved. I'm not going to either. So see you later. Bye. Hi team, a little bit of an update. So day 4 and over halfway. Seems to be going alright. Feet hurting a bit, but that's to be expected. Today doing Milton Keynes to Stoke Burn, which is a lovely little, it's got a little museum there and everything. It's quite nice. I'm staying in a nice hotel there somewhere, which I've got to say I'm quite looking forward to. All this Airbnb business, it's all well and good, but it's nothing quite like having a professionally run hotel to go to. You don't have to make small talk. So yes, that's where I am. I've had a very sociable morning, took a load of people. I got bitten by a little chihuahua called Sausage, and I was helping its owner try and capture it. So it didn't want to go back in the canal boat. Funny. Anyway, all going well, and give you another update tomorrow. See ya. Hi folks, day 4, feeling very positive, well over halfway now, 90 miles, 75 miles to go. Nice little 21 miler today to Braunston, and just ahead of me here is the Blissworth Tunnel, which is a 1.5 mile tunnel, which was dug out by hand actually, 200 years ago. They didn't have all the machinery and technology, so they just hacked their way through this hill. Anyway, so it's for one of the first times I'm going to leave the canal now. I've got to walk over the top because there's no footpath. next to the tunnel. So anyway, I'm hoping to have a good day. The weather forecast's good, it's nice and sunny, so I'll speak to you all soon. Bye. So this is interesting. There's a loud noise behind me. Is the M1. You can just make out through the trees, see the traffic going by. It's so loud. And then next to it you've got the Grand Union Canal, which 200 years ago was the equivalent of the M1. This was the major cargo superhighway of the country. And of course now it's mainly used by leisure boaters. Yeah, it's horrible noise. Can't wait to get around it. Should be clear of it in about 20 minutes. Morning. Day 6. So just heading into Braunston, and then I've got to go all the way to Hatton. It's a monster day today. I've been dreading it the whole trip actually. I think it's one of the longest days I'm going to have. But anyway, this is really interesting. I just have to show you this. This is the track that goes over the top of the tunnel that leads into Braunston. But what's really interesting is that 200 years ago, this road here, this tiny little track in the middle of nowhere, this would have been absolutely full of people and horses, all going over the top of the tunnel, because the boat keepers, or the boat owners, they'd have to lie on their backs and use their legs to push the boat through the tunnel. So any excess weight, like children, family, and of course the horses, which actually towed the thing, would all have to go over the top. And this would have been a major road 200 years ago, and now it's like completely forgotten, deserted, overgrown. There's nobody here. I've not seen a single soul. So it's just quite interesting. What do you think? I think that's really interesting. Look at that. And then in the far distance there you can see the steeple of the church. And there's no noise here, really, apart from some construction going on. There's always construction somewhere. Anyway, I'm going. See ya. Blimey, starting to look like a tramp. Okay, final day. Hatton Locks, which is very famous actually. I think it's the longest flight of locks in the UK. They call it Stairway to Heaven. People come from all over the country to see these locks. Canal buffs do, because they're so famous. The boaters completely hate them, of course, because it just takes forever to get up Hatton Lock. And actually the locks are really one of the reasons why the railways beat them and forced the canals to be redundant, just because it just took forever for everyone to get through the locks. Anyway, end of the history lesson. Final day today, Birmingham, 25 miles, got up extra early, smashing it. Hi Ems, my niece works at that pub, and yeah, I'll hopefully be checking in at the end. So yeah, 25 miles, bye. Well, that's it folks, Gas Street, Birmingham. This is the Gas Street Basin just behind me, and yep, 3 o'clock-ish on Friday, 160 odd miles, and the walk is complete. Thank you for all your kind support as well, it's been great, it's really helped me along. What a great trip. If anyone wants any advice on doing this walk, it's totally doable. It's quite hard at some points, but it's a great way to spend a week. Anyway, see you all soon.